F-250, and a child. So like I said in the last video, welcome to the channel. If you're new, subscribe and do all that stuff. We are doing brakes on my friend's F-250 Power Stroke 7.3. We're gonna just do this side. We'll film the other side because that's the actual bad side. We're just kind of doing this out of spite. This is my friend's Tony's house, and he likes to just build stuff, and he shouldn't own a welder, pretty much. This is his stool that he's working on. It is an aluminum casing of a transmission that we have no clue what the transmission's out of, but I mean, she's pretty strong. So that's the base of the seat. He's gonna kind of make something to hold that there, probably like Velcro or something.
I'm gonna roll the base on the bottom too, so it's like more, you don't fall over when you sit on it.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely tell this isn't a Ford Trans because it's not too comfy, but it works. He also had, as I should say, a, what is it, a 70s, 80s?
83.
It's an 83 Porsche 944 that was static, then it was bagged, and now it's just a pile of junk sitting in front of his house. He's putting it back to stock. If anyone lives in the 209 area and wants a 944 that's freshly repainted, because we did it in his garage over there, painted it in the garage, factory paint. If you want a 944, hit up Tony. His Instagram is Mark4Tony on Instagram. But we are going to take a little trip to Napa to go grab the rotors and the wheel bearings, make sure we have all the grease that we're going to need, and we'll show you how to do everything on that side of the truck. We have arrived at the Napa. We're going to check clearances and all that, make sure they have the right stuff, and then we will start on the install. All right, we are back from Napa. We had to stop at O'Reilly's too and get wheel bearings. Napa didn't have the wheel bearings because they lost the whole box of wheel bearings for multiple cars. They lost 40 wheel bearings, but we got the rotor. We're gonna get that side done, and then we'll start filming when we hit this side. Okay, so we're getting started on this side. Obviously, you don't need to be a genius to know you got to take off your lug nuts on this particular truck. It is a 21. So that side, it had a 7mm Allen holding on the caliper, but on this side, for some reason, it's two 13mm bolts. Go in the back, and now we're getting to the pad, or
no pad,
lack thereof.
Holy shit! Guys,
Please do your brakes.
Like, I just bought this truck. I didn't like. Oh.
So as you could see, our problem with the grinding was initially this pad. Slowly following this pad. There's gonna be two like 21s.
22.
Two 22s.
One right here.
One right there.
And one up here.
One right there. Ford brakes are actually really easy to do.
Righty tighty. Oh, yeah. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Uh-oh. Oh, fuck. This one's a bit tight. Oh, that was a fucking pain in the ass.
So once you get those two bolts off, you could get the caliper bracket out, and then we could start disassembling the whole hub assembly. So you're gonna pop this little dust shield off.
Give me the...
Grab yourself some pliers because there's gonna be a cotter pin right there. And then this little star thing, when I first did wheel bearings on my truck, I thought that was the nut to loosen.
What?
And it's not. You don't need a 12-point socket. This is just a cover for that nut. Most likely won't have this socket in your fleet.
You just got a big diesel family over here.
It's an 1/16", but you can actually get a crescent wrench or a regular wrench in there. So you could use that, or you could use a socket. I don't recommend what he just did, but
dude, it's off.
But yeah, so you get that nut off, pull the front bearing out. You're gonna not want to forget.
These look new. And the greases looks new, but I'm obviously gonna replace them because I have new ones. But these look like
I would just keep them as spares. You're not gonna want to forget this right here.
Okay, are we ready for the rear carnage?
You're gonna need that.
She's good.
Oof. Ooh.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's definitely not good. And that's where you hear the grinding, because it is just going to town on this rotor.
No brake pads over here. Imagine how good this truck is gonna stop now.
Yeah. So we're gonna
make something out of those.
Goodbye.
You're scratching them.
Okay, so the wheel, it's all off. Now, if you could see, it's kind of just like a little shaft that everything sits on. So we're gonna go to the back and I'll show you how to put everything into the rotor. So we already have this in, but all you do is you get the rear bearing. There's an inner and an outer. The back side is gonna be the inner. You get the inner bearing in, packed full of grease. You pack all that inside with grease. Then you got a little dust shield right here that just presses in. Now you're going to transfer this to the truck.
Your nice greasy hands all over the rotor.
Now that's going to slide perfectly on. It's going to pop into place just like that. Now it's time for you to put the outer bearing. Make sure it's nice, evenly pushed in. Just like so. Now this is what you don't want to forget, is this little washer, because they don't give you it. That slides on perfectly in these little grooves right here. You see how it's flat? So that when you're driving and the nut doesn't back itself out and this whole assembly just kind of comes out and you most likely die. So then you just put the nut back on. There is a specific procedure to doing these to make sure it's properly tightened. I don't know it, but all I do know is that you're gonna tighten it till it gets decently tight, and this will move but not spin like multiple times. And you're gonna tap the outer of this with a little hammer lightly. Get that put on there. Take this out of here. Get this off of here.
Do you want me to record it?
I got it. Okay. And you're just gonna
no, you don't.
Get that on there. Tighten it. You're not gonna go hard with it. You're just gonna go just like that. Now you see, it doesn't spin multiple times. It just spins kind of once. Now you're gonna grab your little hammer. Give her light taps around here. And you're just gonna spin her again.
Oh.
Make sure she spins freely, no grinding noises. Seems all good. Now you get your dust cover, your shield thingy. Put that on there, make sure it's lined up with the holes for the cotter pin. Put the cotter pin in.
Don't break the cotter pin.
Like we did on the other side. Once she's nice and in, put this little dust cap back on there and reverse the process, and your front brakes are done. Okay, so hopefully you could see some stuff in the time lapse, but it's pretty obvious that we got it all put back together. We're gonna put the tire back on, and we are going to test drive the truck. Now, the one thing you got to remember is when you're compressing that piston on the caliper, always take the cap off of your brake reservoir, because as you can see, it pushes all the fluid back up into the reservoir and it'll come out of here. But if you leave the cap on, it's going to be too much pressure and you're going to blow out those pistons. So always remember, on any vehicle, take the cap off before you compress those pistons. And you also lose the risk of having air in your brakes because it's just going to bleed itself. So put the wheel back on, wash our hands, and go for a little test drive. Make sure I got all my tools. I wish I had a sponsor for some tools. I also have owned their gold ratchet for a very long time, and all I do is grease it up every once in a while. And this one still works, and I've owned this for like 2 years. A lot of beating on, as you can tell. She still works good. I get most of my sockets and stuff from Walmart, obviously. These are impact rated ones, and I lost my 12, but I haven't had a single problem with these sockets. Don't listen to people. If it comes to some tools, you don't need top brand tools. I just have a little Craftsman set, and most of this stuff actually is from like Ross and Burlington and stuff like that, because they have aisles that you could go down, the car aisles that have tools. So my pry bars are from Ross. Some little organizers are from Ross. My sockets are from Walmart. I also have power tools from Walmart. This jack is from Ross. I mean, I don't use it on a day-to-day basis, but it's a jack. And my screwdrivers are actually from the 99-cent store. So you don't need the expensive stuff to do work. I like mine better. Give you guys a little start up. She likes to pop and bang when she starts. So this is just straight pipe 7.3, and he's on a light tune. It just sounds like a fucking jet engine. Hello, good sir. Take me to McDonald's, please. No. Let's put your seatbelts on for safety. Your seatbelts on? Yep. Yeah.
Or just like dust.
I'm gonna end the video here because I'm on 10% battery and I forgot my portable. So thank you for watching. Hopefully this video helped you out. Hopefully you had some laughs, and come back for another video in a couple days or so. I'll try to keep it up with this channel, and I'm gonna give some more how-tos on this thing because there's not many how-tos on aftermarket mods for this truck, which for those of you who do not know, there are aftermarket mods for a Ford Explorer that has the 5.0 in it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you another day.